Welcome to Fourth and Land. This segment will talk about the previews of this weekend top college football and NFL games. We all know you want to see the LSU Alabama preview, but that will come at the end, as that is the most hyped game of the year for college football. Today we'll start with an SEC showdown. Number 7 Arkansas will play number 9 South Carolina with a huge BCS Bull stake at the line for one of these teams. South Carolina is doing well despite dismissing their starting quarterback Garcia and losing running back Marcus Lattimore for the year. Arkansas is led by a great quarterback in Tyler Wilson, a great offense, and a solid defense. South Carolina has struggled on offense this time, but look for this game to be decided by who does better on offense and who can play the good defense when they need. I think the final score is Arkansas 28, South Carolina 14. Now, the second game, Kansas State will play Oklahoma State. Kansas State, they got hammered, we'll say, by Oklahoma 58-17 last week. But they have a great quarterback in Colin Klein who can run the option very well and a great running game, but Colin Klein will have to make some plays in the air if they want to win. Also, Oklahoma State is led by a high-power offense led by Brendan Whedon and Justin Blackman, and a solid defense, which forces the turnovers when they need to force it. I think it will be a high-scoring game by Oklahoma State. Kansas State will have to match score for score, in my opinion. I think the final score, though, is Oklahoma State's defense will override Kansas State's offense at some point. I think the final score is 52-21, Oklahoma State. And if Oklahoma State wins out, they can get to the BCS National Championship game. Now, Big East. Right now, West Virginia is still trailing a game behind Cincinnati for the Big East BCS bowl bid. Now, this Big East weekend could also determine who will get the win. Can West Virginia beat Louisville? I think they can. Final score, West Virginia 35, Louisville 17. Now, the most hyped game of the year. Number 1, LSU against number 2, Alabama. This is the most hyped game of the year. Now let's go over. LSU has only the most points LSU defense is allowed was 27 points to Oregon. Well, that is acceptable because Oregon's a very good team and they can score quickly on offense. Alabama has allowed the most. I think it's under 20 points, probably 14 points to Arkansas. Or was it 24? I don't know. But they have not allowed as many points. Both these teams come in with stellar defenses. Alabama's led by Courtney Upshaw, and Alabama's offense is led by Marquise Mage, A.J. McCarron, and Heisman candidate Trent Richardson, along with his backup running back, Eddie Lacy. LSU is led by quarterbacks Jared Lee and Jordan Jefferson, and be careful, Jordan Jefferson can throw. He is not just an option quarterback. And wide receivers, Ruben Randall is a great one, and so is the whole LSU defense. Look for this game to be mostly defensive, and whoever has the explosive plays can win. But I predict the final score 21-24 LSU. I just think LSU is just a much better team overall. They're just a little bit better than Alabama on offense and a little bit better than Alabama on defense. And they play mistake-free football pretty much. So the mistakes can also determine which balance will tip. Will it tip in LSU's balance or Alabama's balance? Now on to the NFL. Mark Sanchez and the Jets travel to take on Ryan Fitzpatrick and the red-hot Buffalo Bills. The Jets have not won a game on road, and I do not think they will win on road, just because when they play on road, they're a completely different team. Struggles against Baltimore, struggles against Oakland, and New England. They gave up so many yards to Darren McFadden, and turned the ball over just too many times against the Ravens. I think the Bills will have their way against the Jets. Look for Fred Jackson to try to get going against a tough Jets defense, but they haven't been very good on the road. I think the final score is 28-21 Buffalo. Green Bay travels to San Diego to take on Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. The Chargers coming off a devastating loss to Kansas City in overtime, which they should have won. They could not score touchdowns. They only scored one touchdown. But when they had the ball at the Kansas City Chiefs goal line, near in the area where Nate Caden could have kicked the field goal, they took the snap and they fumbled it, and then Kansas City wins on to win in overtime. Now that can't happen that cannot happen to the Chargers. I mean, that's just a heartbreaking loss to them, and it puts them in a three-way tie for the AFC West. But I think the Chargers are not playing with enough momentum. Like their defense has struggled, and their offense needs to. And Phil Rivers is mistake prone. They turn the ball over 4 times or 3 times against Kansas City, and that led to Kansas City points. Now I think that the Green Bay's defense, if you give them the ball, Aaron Rodgers will make you pay for it. I think the final score will be 35-17 Green Bay. And we'll also do a last game. Chicago Bears versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are coming off 2 straight wins, and they are having a lot of momentum right now on their side. Bears had just a win against Tampa Bay in London not so long ago, like 2 weeks ago. This game will be determined by who can force your team to mistakes and who can make awesome. Both plays like Eagles got LaShawn McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, while the Bears have Devin Hester and Matt Forte. Eagles have Michael Vick. Bears have Jay Cutler. It just determines on which defense will force the other team to make more mistakes. Can the Eagles finally win a good statement game to show that they are the dream team that formed in free agency? We will all see this weekend. Alabama and LSU. Put your comments down below on who you think will win those games between Alabama, LSU, and all the other games. Well, that does it for Fourth and Lynn. See you next time. Take care.